I'm going to start streaming.
You got drugs, put them in the past. Cause you're free at last, time to have a blast. You don't know it, so glad that you asked. It's the FozCast.
Yo, we are live and in the building. This is the FozCast Podcast. Said it right again. I'm fucking nailing it every time now. The first 2 weeks I completely fucked it up. Couldn't say it because it's like such a tongue twister. Episode 5. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome on in. If you're watching on Twitch, welcome on in. Today we have the man, the myth, the legend, MattyFresh 68. How are you doing, Matty? I think you can hear me okay.
I can hear you just fine there, Fozzy. How you doing today, brother?
I'm not too bad. I think I'm going to be better in a couple of hours' time. A few beers.
I think we both will.
So, for anyone who doesn't know what the plan is for... Jesus. I forgot I actually don't have a chat box. That was because of the rush. But it's whatever. Got silenced and Jazzy talking shit in my chat already. We've got shit and hi poopers in the chat. So, Matty, this was kind of your idea, so do you want to explain what the plan is for this?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's jump into this real quick. So yeah, the plan with today's FozCast, which, hey man, seriously, big thanks for letting me actually spin this idea off of you.
Of course, man. The minute you said this to me, I had to be involved with this. I just knew it was going to be amazing.
Yeah, so, you know, the whole premise of beer and bullshitting. So if anyone's seen on YouTube, the Hot Ones, with, I think, Sean Evans, is that his name?
Yep.
Where they're eating hot wings and they get progressively hotter. And you would think it's just kind of like, you know, nonsense. But then he hits you with legit questions while they're dying from hot wings. So the premise on this was, you know, we're going to start drinking some beers, hit each other with some real questions. And then at some point, those beers are going to hit us and the bullshit's just going to flow. So, hopefully. You know.
Well, there's no hopefully about it. It's going to happen,
yeah, no doubt.
Know it. If it's me and you and beers, it's going to happen. Me and you talk shit anyways, so...
Yeah, no doubt. Couldn't have been a better combination of two shitheads getting drunk on stream and shooting the shit with each other.
So, what do you want to do first? Do we want to go beer first or question first? Is the question.
I mean, beer all day, man. Beer all day.
If you want to take your first one out, I'm not going to pick mine first. Oh, these are bigger bottles than I anticipated. I thought they were just going to be. They're like 500 milliliter bottles. So, what are you opening first? What have you?
All right.
What
first up, we've got a Sweetwater Going Postal IPA with pineapple.
For me, I think it's pronounced Circadian. It says it's a hoppy and full-flavoured session Indian pale ale. So that's what we're going with. How are we going to assess what we're drinking? I think we need like 3 or 4 vocal like talking points. So maybe like flavour.
Let me bust out my notes here real quick.
We've got some we've got some IPAs silenced, and we've got some like craft beers in here. It's just a mix of everything. I'll quickly show you what I'm working with. I just went to like the local supermarket. This is kind of loud, and what you're seeing on the screen basically, that's what we popped out. So yeah, that's what we're working with. Matty's busting out.
Nice little combo pack.
He's busting out the clipboard, isn't he, Jazz? You know it. He's got like that was me on the first week. I just had like loads of questions.
I mean, hell yeah, dude. We gotta be prepared. So what are we going on? Just like flavor? I mean, I don't. So I enjoy drinking beer. But I don't necessarily know how to rate them. Like I would consider myself a beer connoisseur, but I just enjoy drinking tasty beer. And I will tell you. I
think it's a male thing. So, what I'm going to say about this, it's called Circadian. I don't know if you can see that. The lighting's kind of bright. It's a white... From like the first couple of sips, It's like a mixture of sweet and bitter all at the same time. Like, I can't describe it. It's so strange. It's like, if it has good alcohol content, Matty approves. You know it, Jazz. Every time he streams, he's got a beer.
Every time.
Yeah, that is an IPA for you, Silence. Like, sweet and bitter at the same time.
In the year that I've been streaming, I think I've not had beer on stream twice. So, yeah. I enjoy it.
I think me and Matty agreed that the one plan is that we're going to, like, enjoy, sort of, like, savour half of the bottle, get a taste for it, and then maybe rate it afterwards, then ask the questions. And then we're going to chug the other half of it. So, chuggability, we can rate that as a...
Yeah. I would say overall flavor and enjoyment, on a scale of 1 to 10, and then chuggability, because I've got some that are going to be absolutely delicious, but I will tell you right now, I haven't had any of them, but I guarantee they're not going to be delightful to chug.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's some, like, for me, I'm usually a lager drinker, so anyone who saw the episode last time, I was sipping San Miguel, which is quite like a commercial beer, I think. It's like all over the world. You find it everywhere. Mm-hmm. So to go to these IPAs and craft beers, you get a lot of different flavours that are kind of out there. For me, this is, I don't know, like, what does it say on the back of this? Doesn't really have any...
Hit me with that description. Come on, there's got to be a description there.
There is on this box. So for this, it says... Kick back and open a bottle of Ringwood Circadian. It's a refreshing all-day IPA jam-packed with American hops producing pine-like aromas. Now that I've read that, I could definitely say it does taste quite piney, actually. When I say like a mixture between sweet and bitter, I think that does make sense. It says, it's even got like a food on the box that you would drink these with. There's best enjoyed with a spicy curry and good company, apparently. Well, we've got good company. I didn't have curry for dinner, though, so 1 out of 2 ain't bad, right? Have you got anything on the back of yours?
This one, slip into some sunshine, step off the grid with this pineapple-laced IPA. The bright aromas of 5 citrus hops are accentuated by the tropical fruit of the pineapple, just like those 3-day weekends. Its finish is quick. That was quite a poetic description of a beer.
Yeah, I feel like the descriptions for IPAs and craft beers are always like really cryptic. I feel like they hire a poet or something, like a resident poet at their business to do it for them. It's quite funny how cryptic they are. This one says... We take 2 things seriously here at Ringwood Brewery, our ales and our leisure time. Along with creating quality craft ales, we are relaxation enthusiasts. Our motto is to visit the Winding Downs, a place to enjoy some quality time with friends. So kick back and open a bottle of Ringwood Circadian. It's a refreshing all-day IPA, jam-packed with American hops producing pine-like aromas. We read that on the back of the box. So... Yeah,
hey, is your stream still going?
As far as I'm aware, yeah.
Okay. Oh, there it is.
I'm not getting it, and
my computer.
I allegedly dropped 34 frames, but other than that, I'm all good.
So, how's the flavor of yours? Scale of 1 to 10. How are we rating that one?
So, when I say this, bear in mind I'm not like a big IPA or like craft ale drinker. I only drink them once in a while. So I'm comparing this to like your commercial lagers like San Miguel, maybe like Budweiser, Corona. I'd probably give this like... I'm going to start low because I don't want to be too generous now. And then like go too high later. I'm going to give this a 6.
Gotcha. I'm pretty close with that. I'm not an IPA guy either, honestly. I'm a dark guy. I'll drink porters and stouts. If it's beer, I'm still going to drink it, obviously. I'm going to kind of hit this one probably with, I would say, it's probably a 7 for an IPA. That pineapple in there is actually pretty tasty. So I'm going to hit it with that.
something I'm noticing about this, and I can't decide if it's that I just ate my dinner or if it's the beer itself. This is quite bloaty. Like when I drink normal lager, I don't feel very bloated, but this, I'm
Sitting
definitely
heavy already, huh?
Yeah, definitely. It's like really. I want to say hoppy, but it's definitely giving me a bloated sensation. I'm trying to like get past it. I feel like I feel like if we're gonna get bloated, it'll be the chug that's gonna do it.
Yeah. You're gonna be feeling full after that first one already. Good lord.
I mean, I'm about halfway through the bottle. I don't know if you can see
That's
that.
pretty close. Let's see what I got.
Matty's way further down in the bottle than me. Holy shit.
Usually. I'm a professional, dude. I got some years on you there, young buck.
True. I've got some pounds on you, though. I'm fat as fuck.
All right, so who's hitting who with the first question then? I got to pick the first beer for myself and introduce it. So you're going with the first question. Lay it on me.
So I thought I'd go with quite a cheeky question. How much sucking up did you have to do this week to your wife to let her get you to drink beers at 12 p.m, noon, for 2 hours and sit and do this? How much sucking up did you have to do?
I'll be totally honest. Not a lot. No more than the usual, just to make sure that she's not like gonna murder me in my sleep. Really, she's pretty good about stuff like that. I'll be honest. If I give her the heads up and say, "Look, I've got something planned," she was the first one I spitballed this idea off of. She gave me the feedback on it, sounding like a great idea, and when she, signed off on it, I immediately said, "Okay, I'm typing this up. I'm sending this to Fozzy. We're gonna do this damn thing." So when she saw just how excited it got me, she's all on board. She's got the kids outside drawing chalk, just to make sure that it can go as smooth as possible, because she knew it was going to be fun.
So she's always, as long as you give her a lot of pre-warning, she's always down for anything you're kind of like positive about. That sounds a lot like Jazz. Jazz was
pretty
just
much
saying,
anything except maybe butt stuff. Like there's not enough I could give her for that.
Yeah. Again, just like Jazz in that regard. This is gonna end bad,
good.
real bad.
Yeah.
We're only one beer in. Oh,
all right,
dear.
I'm actually gone past the halfway point, so I'm going to gauge my chuggability right now. Actually, for the first beer, that's not terrible. Silenced, yeah. It's the first beer, and we're talking about butt stuff, so
bro,
it's gonna be fun.
That first beer, that is really actually heavy on the stomach.
Oof.
Like, I think there might be a more enjoyable one in the box than that. It's really gassy, that.
Yeah, that's why I tried to pick the lightest sounding one to start out with. Again, I've got some heavy ones coming, so I wanted to start light.
This is meant to be an all-day. According to the description, this is supposed to be an all-day beer. I could not drink this all day, if I'm being completely honest. So if you're watching this and you're thinking about giving the Circadian IPA from Ringwood Brewery a try, don't drink it. It's dog shit. It's dog shit. It's not an all-day. Do not drink that. Dreadful.
So after the chuggability, are we dropping it from the 6, or is it still saying it's 6?
Nah, I'm gonna go down to a 4. That was not good at all.
Wow.
Chuggability as well, I'm gonna give it a 2. Like the actual chuggability rating itself, 2 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna give mine a 6. So I think it was pretty strong with that initial rating of a 7. So not a bad way to start. Not a bad way to start.
Where are you going next with your beers?
So next up, let's see here.
I'm trying to look for a sweeter one that's not as gassy.
All right, I'm gonna let you pick this one for me. Actually, no, that one's the dessert beer. That one's staying for last. Oh, no, it's not. I've got so many good beers here.
I already know what I'm going to pick for my next one, actually. I've been looking forward to drinking this one all week. If I can find it.
I've got a Bell's Porter. It is a chocolate, coffee, and roasted barley. Or we've got Sweet Baby Jesus chocolate peanut butter porter. Your pick.
Try Sweet Baby Jesus.
Sweet Baby Jesus it is.
When I saw the picture of that one, I thought, yeah, that one looks pretty good. I'm going with what is a modern English classic here. One you might have already heard of. I know I like this one. I've already tried it before. We're going with the Hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin IPA.
Yeah, Hobgoblin.
That's a good looking bottle.
It is. I like I actually like the goblin on it as well. But I know I like this one. This is like a darkish, a much more pale ale. So I know I like this one. It's a lot closer to lager in my opinion. I am scuffed as fuck. If you're watching on YouTube, I apologise for me bashing the mic. It's on my stand right there, right next to the bottles. So as I was trying to get them out, I kept like elbowing the mic. But
all right, so I'm gonna hit you with the first one. I'm gonna give you a softball question here. Just gonna lay it out there. It's a softball question. So when you were just a wee tiny little Fozzy, 7, 8 years old, what did you at that point in your life want to be when you grew up? I think we all want to be like firefighters or police officers or some kind of hero. What did little Fozzy want to be?
So this is gonna sound really, really funny, but when I was a kid, I got massively obsessed with Jurassic Park. So for like 6 or 7 years when I was a kid, I wanted to be an archaeologist, weirdly enough. But a funny story about that, one day I went home and my uncle was at my house coming to see my mum, and he said, "What do I want to be when I'm older?" And I couldn't say it, so I said I wanted to be a gynecologist. And my uncle and my mum were like cry laughing, and I was a kid, so I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why are they laughing?
My God.
Obviously now I'm older, I get why they were laughing. But
that's hilarious.
Yeah, so like my younger years when I was at like, I think you'd call it, well, it's primary school in England. I think you guys would call it grade school over there in the States. I wanted to be an archaeologist, but then when I got to like 11, 12, I wanted to do something like with elementary school, that's the word I was looking for, silenced. I started getting into computers, so when I got to like 11, 12, that's when I realised I wanted to do stuff with computers, like IT, stuff like that, but looking back at it, who the fuck wants to be an archaeologist? What are you going to do in your life with that, really?
I'll be honest, my almost 4-year-old probably would love that job right now. The kid knows more dinosaurs than I could name. He has like every single one of them as a toy, and for being not even 4, you ask him what a dinosaur is. Oh, it's a Dilophosaurus. What the how the shit did you know that? I mean, really? The kid loves dinosaurs.
So,
loves dinosaurs.
Back at you, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Honestly, thinking back, again, I've got some years on you. Pretty old now. Thinking back, honestly, I think at one point, so when I was a kid, I'd like to read books. I read a lot of books. John Grisham was probably one of my favorite authors. Wrote a lot of books that had to do with the law, like lawyers, people running from lawyers, or, just crazy stuff like that. I really wanted to be a lawyer. I thought I could do that. I thought, being like basically a professional bullshit artist, which I kind of am a professional bullshit artist now. I thought being a lawyer would be really cool. You always see like they drive fancy cars and they've got their nice suits and their $5,000 briefcase, and just wasn't in the cards. Just wasn't in the cards.
I could actually imagine you as a lawyer, just turning up to the courtroom, suited up with a tie and like smart shoes on, like Oxfords or brogues. I could imagine that for sure. Maybe have like a little trim of the facial hair. You'd be spot on, dude. I could imagine it for sure.
I like to keep it scruffy though. I'd be.
I've been putting off a shave for like 3 weeks, and I thought, you know what? I'm doing an episode of this today, the FozCast. I'm gonna shave. Yeah. It got to like 5:30. We were supposed to 4:30. I was supposed to start at 5. Your mic's muted for some reason.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I was talking to my chat.
Oh, you're all good. No worries. You're all good. So yeah, it got to like 4:30. I was like trying to jump in the shower, get a shave, and cook dinner all in the space of half an hour, and somehow I managed it. I don't know how, but thought, you know what? I really need a shave. I've been putting it off for like 3 weeks, looking like a fucking hobo, man.
So I matter of full disclosure, I haven't put a razor to my face since the 10th of January. Usually I'll just hit it with like the little electric trimmer, in the morning before work. But I like to keep it scruffy. Because I was rushing to get it done, I was like ripping shreds out of my face, dude. It was horrible. Oh. Like so many spots and shit under there, and the razor was catching on. You got that smooth baby skin. You gotta be careful.
I do, man. I do. I need to get a better razor as well. My razor that I'm using right now sucks. I'm not gonna lie.
So I will tell you,
this hobgoblin doesn't taste as good as I remember. It tastes really sweet.
I will tell you, I had to put this one in a glass because it was delicious in the bottle.
I mean,
even better when you can smell it.
Oh yeah, you taste a lot with your nose as well. As odd as that sounds, but you really do.
Yeah, you do. Absolutely.
So, kind of off topic, but with us talking about like your sense of smell, Gordon Ramsay, he actually says that if he's like teaching a new chef or whatnot, he won't let them cook anything until they can identify what's in a meal just by their smell and taste.
Wow.
Until they can literally name every ingredient by taste alone, he won't let them cook. Because
that's pretty crazy.
He said you've got to have like such a refined palate. Like that last beer that you drank, could you genuinely, like honestly taste any pineapple in that?
Absolutely. Yeah. Legit. This one I can taste every bit of the peanut butter. The chocolate's kind of faint, but there is peanut butter galore in this thing.
See, I said to you this is a lot sweeter than I remember, but it says prepare for intense tropical explosion of zesty oranges, grapefruit, honey, and juicy bitterness. So it's actually pretty close to what I thought it tasted like, to be fair, quite sweet.
Huh. Yeah, this one says, all right, so again, this beer is called Sweet Baby Jesus. A classic full-bodied, robust porter with a smooth, dry finish and just enough hops to balance aromas and flavors of roasted malt, chocolate, and peanut butter so rich that just one sip and you will ... exclaim the name, Sweet Baby Jesus.
See, I'm kind of like got this idea. If you wanted to drink something sweet, would you not drink cider? Do you drink cider?
I'm not a big fan of like the ciders. I'm not. There's a whole bunch of them over here. It took off for a while. There was like a couple of years where like it was the craze. I'm not a fan of that. Wait till you hear the. All right, I got my mic, my headset stuck on my mic stand. The last beer that I've got today, my dessert beer. Oh my God, get ready. I took a sample of it. That's why I bought it yesterday when I was at the beer store. I
You
bought
didn't
it
just
because
take
the
a
lady
sample of
convinced me
that.
to sample.
You took a sample of one of the ones we were supposed to be drinking today because you're a naughty, naughty boy and you couldn't wait.
It was this much. She made me do it. I was expecting just to have a sample of beer, and it was so good I had to buy it. I mean, come on now.
If the woman says so, you can't say no.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
See, I don't know if you have it in the States. There's a Swedish, it's like a premium cider here called Kopparberg. And my lord, is it so good. They do like a strawberry and lime. They do like a mixed berries one. Then they do a pear and... I think it's like a pear and apple one. But they're all really nice. You do have to keep the ladies happy, Sin. Sin in my chat said you got to keep the ladies happy.
No
Like,
I see that.
I mean, that's the phrase, isn't it? Happy wife, happy life, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Women can make you absolutely, like, gloriously satisfied. But they can also do the complete opposite. They can bury you.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So, Fozzy, I'm going to hit you with the next question here.
Go for
This
it.
one's going to kind of sound a little out of left field.
Don't worry about it. That's the whole point of this. That's the whole point of this, right?
All right, so let's say, 150 years from now, science fails to save the human race, or maybe us. Maybe it doesn't keep us living forever, whatever it is. 150 years is kind of a long time. I kind of use this question, improvised a little bit. So say 50 years from now, you're on your deathbed, you're not going to be saved. And all that is left to remember Fozzy is a book about your life. What is the title of that book? And what is that opening paragraph inside it that kind of gives you the hint about what the book's about?
That is actually a really in detail question. I'm not used to the questions coming the opposite way.
I did my homework, dude.
For me, it'd probably be Fozzy did things, yeah. I'm not going to cop out and use that answer, though. Probably How Not to Live Your Life by Fozzy Does Things. How not to do life. The first paragraph would probably be just keep your mouth shut, basically. Say everything with no filter. Say everything with no fucking fear, because at the end of the day, right, this is going to sound really, morbid. That's the word I'm looking for. It doesn't matter who you offend in this life. At the end of the day, you're both going to come to the same outcome. You're either ending up buried in the ground or burnt to cinders, right? So if you've got something to say to someone and an opinion, obviously say it in the relevant places. Like, if you don't want to lose your job, don't tell your boss to go fuck himself. But outside of that, you can say whatever the fuck you want. So the first paragraph would probably, like, a guide by Fozzy Does Things, How Not to Live Your Life. And then it would just be all the things that I did, saying whatever the fuck I wanted, when I wanted, calling out whoever I wanted with no shame. Don't smoke pot. That's a good advice right there. If you this is the first time I've been drinking on the FozCast. Actually, not correct. We had a drink on the last one, but it was only 3 beers. Yeah, it could get ridiculous silenced. You're right.
Yeah, we're hoping. I mean, that was the premise. The further along we get, the more loose we get. Not that I don't think either one of us have a problem being real. It's just when alcohol's involved, people tend to get a little more
stupid,
real.
Yeah. So along the similar lines for you, if you was on your deathbed, not like with the book, but if you was say you're on your deathbed 50, 60, 70 years from now, and you're there, you're still conscious, nothing's happened to you, like you haven't, like nothing's happened to you where your brain function hasn't disappeared.
Right.
What would you want to be thinking that you've achieved in life? Like,
oh, geez. So,
if you had like 3 things you had to name that you wanted to achieve in life, what would it be?
I would like to have All right, number one on that list, definitely have my two boys grow up to not be shitheads.
Not be
to
degenerates.
Productive members of society, regardless of what they do or how they do it, as long as they're productive members of society and they're happy with their own lives. I think every parent wants their children to be better than them. Yeah. When I was a kid, I didn't always, when you're a kid, you live in this small world of your own. So when I was a kid, I didn't necessarily think that my parents truly did those things to make me feel that way. But looking back now, I can kind of see there was a lot that did that, and I'm hoping at one point my kids look back and realize, hey, that's exactly what my mom and dad wanted for me, and they go out and do that. Number two, I would like to make sure that I'm not on my deathbed due to my wife putting me there because I just finally one day put her over the edge. I would like to think that
she just runs at you with an axe one day because you've done something.
Yeah, I can see that happening. I would like to see that those vows that we made is kind of like mushy and sentimental as it is, the vows that we made to each other 10 years ago or whatever it is, actually held up and meant something and lasted us to that death doing us part. Number three, dude, being me, just holding true to who I am, similar to you, no filter, no bullshit. If I don't like you or you don't like me, rather, if you don't like me, go fuck yourself. I'm going to make an attempt, but if you don't like me, go fuck yourself. Don't need you. Otherwise, you're on my side. I will run through a wall for my friends. But if you're on the other side of that, I don't need you. I don't mind. I don't have a filter. My wife will tell you I probably say what's on my mind a little more often than I should. It probably should get me in more trouble than it has. But I'm just going to stay true to me, and I hope that I can say on my deathbed that I did that to the day I die.
So with you talking about your kids, I'm going to get quite deep here. If your kids, say in 20, 30 years' time, end up in the same spot you're at now, would you be proud, or would you want them to do more? What I'm asking is, are you happy where you're at now, or do you wish you could do more with life?
Honestly, so looking back, I thought I probably had potential to do more than I'm currently doing, professionally. Now I've got a great job. I make great money. It's not what I thought I would be doing 20 years ago. If they turned out doing the same thing, which my kid said, Daddy, when I grew up, I want to be just like you. I want to come work for you. I want to do your job. I don't want that for him because my job kind of sucks. I think he's able to do more than that. But I wouldn't be disappointed at all. No. Does everyone always question how their life turns out at some point? Sure. I think everyone does. If you don't, you're not human.
I'm only 23, but there's an aspect to that in my life every day where not only with when I'm going to my, my 9 to 5 job, it's not like bang on, spot on 9 to 5, but the day job. There's so much more where you stood at work. I don't know for me anyway, if it's just me, but when I'm there, I just think I could be doing so much more with my time, or so much more with myself,
right.
And people say, oh, you're young, you've got all the time in the world, but when you actually look in actual fact, 70, 80 years, which is the average life expectancy, is not a lot of time when you think of it relevant to anything else, I mean, here in England, the retirement age is 65. I mean, it's going up to 67. You think you spend 60 years of your life working, and hopefully, touch wood, you live to 80. That's 3/4 of your life you spend working for someone else or doing a shit job you don't enjoy or whatnot. You get 1/4 of your life to do whatever you want, and by the time you're at that point, you're so old, or your body doesn't move like it used to, or you don't have that capability to go out and do what you want anymore. You have other responsibilities. So for me, that's crazy. I think life's just too short to sit and... I mean, as far as I'm aware and what I believe, you only get one chance at this. You only get one take, right? So...
No doubt.
Why spend life at a job you don't enjoy doing just so you can keep a house? I mean, yeah, you have to have a house to live in and whatnot, but in my opinion, for me, you always have to have like a side hustle, something that you're passionate about that may turn into something bigger. And for me, that's Twitch and YouTube. Like, I'm a firm believer that if I grind this hard, well, not grind, that's a bad word, because I enjoy doing it. Grindy implies that it's something you don't enjoy doing, but I'm of like the firm mindset that if I want to do this long term, I'm going to fucking do it, you know? Even if it means I have to keep the shit 9 to 5, I'm 23. If I aren't big at this by the time I'm 30, then I may as well give up because I'm past my prime at that point. Maybe when I get to like me and you had a conversation about this in Twitter where you think I'm still young, but to me, you're not old, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
For me, I see an old person as like 70, 80 years old, but it's all just relevance and how you perceive the world. It's crazy.
Right. True that. You know, and honestly, yeah, do something you love. You know, you've got the ability. If I would have known about Twitch 5-6 years ago, who knows? I enjoy playing video games. I enjoy being the center of attention. I'm not going to lie about it. I do enjoy that. That's why I do it. I don't do it to make money. I don't do it, you know, to supplement my income, because I promise I've put more into my stream than I'm ever going to make on it.
You've took out, yeah, exactly.
You know, this is literally just something I enjoy. It's fun. It's a hobby. It's something I absolutely enjoy doing. But had I known, you know, 6-7 years ago, could I have, you know, put in the effort then and then been making ninja money? Probably not. But, you know, honestly, Ninja's a douchebag, and if that douchebag can make $10 million a year,
why can't anyone?
Why can't I?
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to Silence about this, and I think it was like 2016 when I was still living with my parents. I actually started a Twitch channel, which is this same Twitch channel you're seeing now, but I changed the name since. And I've still got an old YouTube channel up from like 3 years ago. The videos are still there, but it's different to the one I've got now.
Your chat's killing me, by the way.
Yeah, the fuck ninja. But I was saying to Silence the other day when I found the old YouTube and all my like old stream art and stuff that I found. Imagine if I'd have been doing this from 2016 to now. Like, imagine Silence was saying to me, and I agree, you can't think like that because it will put you in a bad place. But if I'd have kept at this from when I was like 18, 19 and just carried on doing it to now, imagine how much momentum I would have built up in that time. I mean, I've got I've got like a small but great community here that I'm happy to have. But imagine like the difference 3 or 4 years could have made. I mean, it's insane.
Could have been huge. Could have been huge, no doubt about it. No doubt. All right, so I'm a little past the halfway point, so I'm gonna go ahead and give
me too,
my
to be
sweet
honest.
baby Jesus
The chuggability factor, let's go.
Actually, I was expecting that one to be really, really heavy on the way down. Yee doggy. Come on, let's go, Nurse Fozzy. How big are those bottles?
500 milliliters.
What's that in American? Because I don't speak British.
Well, what are the bottles you're drinking measurement wise?
Oh, they're like 12 ounces.
12 ounces? Use freedom units. Because Murica.
Yeah, freedom units. Let's see. MLs 2 ounces.
I imagine they're about the same.
Oh no, your bottles are bigger.
Oh yeah, Silence
You're
calling
rocking
me a
almost
fucking
17 ounces.
Silence calling me a bitch out here because I can't fucking chug these, but
those are freaking 25% more volume in there. Holy cow! Yeah, it's a little bigger. I think it's a little bigger than a pint.
what volume's the one you were drinking, by the way?
What? Oh, that one was a Where'd it go? I don't know. I think this one's like a 6.5%.
See, mine's only 5.3. I can't be bothered to do the maths on that extra few ounces, but probably works
first
out
one
about the
was
same.
6.1. Yeah, true that.
What was your opinion on that last one then, chuggability-wise? What do you think?
Honestly, it was way smoother than I was expecting. I could chug a Bud Light like way harder than that. So I'm gonna give that one probably. So if Bud Light's a 10 just on chuggability because it is easy to chug, that one's probably a good 8. Honestly, the flavor's a 10 all day long. So that's a 9. That beer overall is a 9 in my book.
I don't know if it's just because I'm more like, I wouldn't say drunk, but the beers hit me on that second one. I'm not sure what I'd rate that one. I think it's definitely a better beer than that first one. That first one was garbage. The Hobgoblin, I'd probably give it a 7. So we're going up like from a 4 to a 7. What was the name of Matty's beer? Silencer.
Sweet baby Jesus.
Sweet baby Jesus.
Yeah.
So I can't decide.
Sweet baby Jesus was Dewclaw Brewing Company out of Baltimore, Maryland.
I had Hobgoblin, but I can't see what company made it. I think it is just called Hobgoblin.
Oh, by the way, because I see him in your chat, Canuck, take a look. Lightning baby. What's your Montreal or your Toronto Maple Leafs doing? Bitch.
So where are we going to go next with the beers? I've got 4 in front of me. I've lined them up. I've got rid of the box. It's just getting in the fucking way.
See, I've got mine sitting in the cooler, staying on ice because I got to have cold beer.
Have you got like an idea where you want to go next with yours?
I only have 2 options because I have to save the one for last.
The dessert, yeah. Hobgoblin was really nice. I'm going to give that a 7. I've drank
what are your
it before,
options
but
there?
it was more bitter than I realised. So we've got
what are your options?
American IPA with a badass fucking deer on the front. I don't know if you can see that.
America, bitch.
Hey there, Englanders. We want to send you a piece of home. A drinkable souvenir you see up the mountains of Virginia. We have lots of American stags and bold, hoppy, citrusy IPAs. So here's 2 traditions in one beer. Hope you like the taste of the Blue Ridge Mountains because we sure do, brother.
You crazy Brits can keep your warm beer, Sin. No, thank you.
We've got Shipyard American IPA combines the finest malted barley with a whole bunch of audacious American hops. The thirst-quenching and gutsy American IPA is dry, refreshing, and explodes with grapefruity citrus flavour.
Oh, another grapefruit one.
We've got a 61 Deep Ale with a fucking... I think that's a...
That's it. That's the one. The Deep Ale. You're doing a Deep Ale.
It's got like an old-style submarine
Astronaut?
on it. It's like an old-style...
diver?
Like old-style diver, like Bioshock-looking motherfucker on there.
Oh, speaking of Bioshock, have you heard?
I haven't heard.
There's a new Bioshock coming out, like within the next year, I think.
Are we going one?
How have you not heard this?
Are we going with 61 Deep Ale with a badass diver on there just because it's called Deep Ale?
You're going deep. Go deep.
Let's go. We're going deep.
Bioshock 4. A possible return to Rapture.
Bioshock 1 and 2 are incredible, man.
Infinite, or whatever it was, number 3, I thought was awesome. Flying around, zipping around on those zip lines and stuff. It was great.
This definitely smells, what's the word? I reckon That this 61 deep ale would go nice with a fat blunt.
A fat blunt.
Yeah, seriously. Like.
Oh. All right, so I'm going with a.
Smells lemony.
Ooh, do I stick with a dark beer or do I go with a lighter beer?
What was the last one you drunk? What did you say?
The last one was Sweet Baby Jesus. It was dark.
So you've had one light and one dark right now, haven't you? You've had the pineapple
and
one
we're
and you've had the
finishing it
dark
with-
one.
Uh-huh.
You could just go with like a 1-2, 1-2 kind of order. So like one dark, one light, one dark, one light. Just take it in turns.
All right, so we're gonna then go with our Terrapin Luau. This is a check out this awesome can though. Passion fruit, orange, guava. Like that's as gorgeous as a beer can gets. That's why I bought it. I didn't even look at it. I just saw the.
You just saw the
saw the
colours
can.
and picked it.
Uh-huh.
Well, apparently, according to this, it's called 61 Deep Pale Ale because 61 metres, that's the depth of the well at the brewery that gives this refreshing pale ale its name. The 5 American and Australian hops give it its fresh, zesty aroma, while the tropical fruit and citrus notes make it extremely drinkable. Dive in. Apparently, the well that this is made in is 61 metres deep. So we're going to give this a try. You took your first sip of that one?
Nope, not yet. I had to rinse my glass.
This bottle feels like substantially heavier than the bottle, like the other ones. I don't know why. This is made by...
Real.
No worries,
I
Sin.
should
Have a good
crushed
one,
that
man. So apparently, this is made by Marston's, which is like quite a big company in England. I'm surprised they have like an ale brewery. You don't look like you're enjoying that one.
No. I'm enjoying it because I'm smelling it.
Yeah, I'm trying to smell this one out of the bottle. Maybe the glass would have
That's
been
why
better.
you gotta have a glass. I come prepared for these things. I have a glass and some fresh water to rinse them out with.
So apparently this is quite zesty and citrusy.
I'm not
Tropical
usually
fruits.
a fan of passion fruit. However, I will tell you, the smell of it in this one is pretty incredible.
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling like I should have brought a glass.
Silence, you know how I roll. I literally take my beer drinking way too serious. Like honestly, way too serious. Not serious enough to the point where I crushed this gorgeous can that I probably should have kept as a collector item, but so is life.
One thing I'll say about this 61 Deep Pale Ale, that I feel like you need something greasy to eat it with. What does the box say about this? What you'd eat it with? I feel like
The
you
box
definitely.
says, give us a cheeseburger.
Apparently, you're supposed to eat this with a chili and fruity desserts.
Ooh.
I could imagine this with a chili. It's something quite greasy.
Chili could be very, honestly, if you do it right, just with the natural chili, and then you throw enough like cheddar in there that melts and gets that natural gooiness to it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can see that. I can see that.
I love chili, but it's even better in a burrito with maybe like a little bit of
Oh, yeah.
rice and cheese, man.
Your burritos were like non-burrito burritos. That one cooking stream I saw you do. Like they look delicious, but they were not a burrito I would have thought to make until I saw you make them.
I feel like I don't know if you'd class a burrito as Mexican or Tex-Mex. The difference, right? Like Tex-Mex is what you traditionally see, like tortillas and all that, and then if you present one of those as Mexican food to an actual Mexican person, they would lose their fucking shit. Like Tex-Mex food is very different. I don't know if you've I don't know how to explain like Mexican food as it is. it's quite it's kind of like can't think of the word. It won't come to my mind. More like jagged around the edges. I feel like Tex-Mex is quite well presented and like really smart, and you know the way you like fold burritos and stuff over. Whereas like Mexicans, they don't really give a fuck. They're quite like jagged around the edge, and they'll just throw anything in. Nothing's measured.
Yeah, so like their tortillas are not like those perfect circles. They're more of those. Yeah, I got what you're saying. Honestly, what's his face? Guy Fieri. Do you ever watch the cooking channel? Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives? Talk about a great job that guy has. He gets to just go around the world eating awesome food, driving his Camaro and, you know, getting fatter. Great life. But yeah, he did. He went to El Paso, Texas. Is that the city that's like on the Texas-Mexico border?
Yeah.
They've got like world-class Tex-Mex there, and like these dishes that these people were making. One of the places they're like world-renowned for making their own in-house tortillas. They're making tortillas by like the thousands a day, and then serving them right there in a little restaurant inside their tortilla factory. It's incredible. I absolutely wish I could be a world-renowned chef.
That'd be a dream, actually.
Due to a blood clot / heart attack, and they will find a 14-pound cheese wheel in his arteries. That's what my chat's saying.
Jesus.
You're probably not wrong.
I mean, Guy Fieri's nuts, man. I mean, he's a walking meme at this point, but he's still hilarious.
Yeah. I love the fact that he actually knows food. He's like over the top and just ridiculous with his bright bleached hair and bright sunglasses. The guy does know good food, and he's got a palate to match it, and a stomach to also match it. But that's neither here nor there. I just wish I could have that as my job. Like, how do you get to that spot where that's your job?
You could say that about content creation, though. I mean, you don't get to enjoy bomb-ass food, but how do you get to a point where you get that good and that big at it, where you're like the cream of the crop, you're at the top, you're the best?
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah. You know, honestly, I will tell you, I've kind of made it a point over the last probably good 6 to 8 months. I really don't watch big streams anymore. You know, someone's averaging 15,000 viewers. Short of, I will tell you, the only one I really watch is Dr. Lupo when he's doing his charity streams, because how can you not? The guy's a great human being.
Those good things, yeah.
Yeah, and Dr. Disrespect, just because he's motherfucking Dr. Disrespect. I love his streams. Those are the only two big streamers I watch.
I was saying to Smaller the other day that Smaller said that he doesn't like Doc, he doesn't like his persona, and like the way he is, like the way his persona is, his character. But for me, there is no one person on Twitch that has better production value than that man.
No doubt.
His production value is unmatched.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's probably paying his producer a 6-figure salary to keep his stuff looking the way it does.
I mean, I was saying this to Jazzy, like, if you want to get on that level, and it's not because he wants to do that, he's on that level, it's because he can afford to now. If he didn't have all the money in, like, he's worked his way up to that point, so now he's making millions. He can afford to have his stream look like that, but like smaller content creators, one, they don't have the amount of money that he's got to pay a producer or an artist, or, you know, buy all the gear that he's got, and they don't have the amount of time. He's doing this as a job now, a business, you know.
Yeah.
A small streamer or content creator can't do that.
Yeah, you're just not going to be able to. You're not going to be able to keep up with that. You know, more power to him. Honestly, I don't think it's a persona. I think who Dr. Dis is on camera,
It's
I
him.
guarantee there's a good percentage of that's him in real life. Like he's this over the top, overconfident, full of himself, jerk off.
That's
Probably,
the same with me, though.
you know.
Like,
Yeah, no doubt.
it's the same as everyone, you
No
know.
doubt.
If what you're putting onto your camera or out to your stream or your YouTube content or wherever you're putting your content, whether it be fucking somewhere trash like TikTok or Instagram, Twitter, if what you're putting out on any platform is really you, then you're doing it right. If you have to put on kind of, I don't know, like an act, and you're not showing people the real you, then you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. That's part of why I enjoy doing this, is because I get to just be myself. Which I hope doesn't happen, but if every 230 people that followed me stopped following me tomorrow, it would suck. Like it would hit my pride as a human being, but it wouldn't make me stop doing it because I have fun doing this. That's the only reason. It's an excuse for me to play video games. I've said it's in my damn profile. It's in my info panels. I mean, I literally do this to have an excuse to play video games. Just don't tell my wife.
I mean, for me, it's hard for me to say. So I feel like this is actually quite a nice segue into stream it. Like the question I was going to ask you. I think it was my turn to ask a question. I've lost count.
I think so.
One, when did you start streaming? And two, when you did, like, what did you hope? Why? Like, what did you hope to get out of it when you did it?
So, on that, I started watching. So the first answer, when did I start streaming? I think I started streaming like February 4th or like January 17th of last year. So I've literally been streaming for right around a year. The reason I did it, so that September, October-ish before, might have been September, might have been October, so 2018, September, October, my brother got me into watching Twitch. He was big into Fortnite. I had just started getting into Fortnite at that point because he was playing it so much. He made me play it with him. So I was going on Twitch because he was talking to me about how he was watching people play video games, watching what they did to get better. So I started watching Cypher PK. Cypher PK is the first streamer I ever watched. He's got a decent success, really good at Fortnite. I was watching him, and it was weird. Like, first time I had ever been in a Twitch stream, I typed a question about, like, he just got like 9 kills in a row. I'm like, how are you so good? You know, what are your tips? He responded to me. Like, literally, there's 2,300 people in his chat at that point.
And he picked you.
He read my question, actually answered it legitimately. My wife, like, I had the volume up. My wife heard him mention my username, and she couldn't believe that happened. It was that moment where it dawned on me, and like, I could turn on video games and put a camera up and play and talk to people. I talk to people all day long. Why the hell wouldn't I do it for like other people that you know, maybe I could be friends with? Like, I don't have a lot of IRL friends because I work a lot and I've got my family.
Do you think your wife hearing that this like semi-famous person responding to you kind of sold that idea to her as well? Do you think that influenced it a lot, that?
No, you know, it goes back to that very first question about, you know, how much I had to suck up to my wife to get to do this on a Saturday. My wife is my biggest fan. She's my biggest advocate. She supports 99.9% of my thoughts and ideas and goals. So I just think that she kind of goes along with the flow and says, you know, if you want to do that and you think you can do well at it, go for it.
Yeah, that
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I feel like if you're, I don't know, maybe it's just me that feels this way as well, that if you're in a relationship, you have to be with someone who feels like that, who's kind of involved with it as well. Because if you're with someone who doesn't understand it and doesn't realise why you kind of need that 2, 3, 4 hours away to stream,
Yeah.
then it's either that relationship's not going to work or your stream's not going to work. You can't have both.
No doubt. No doubt.
And luckily, like with Jazz, I got someone who understands it and not only wants to be involved in my stream and help me out with it, but wants to work on her own. You know? So
yeah, that's something that, you know, I kind of wish we had a little more in common on. You know, back in the day when, you know, we were newly married / engaged, actually even a couple years into our marriage until kids came along. You know, one of the things that we enjoyed doing together, we used to have Rock Band on, I think, what was it, Xbox 360? To where we would jam out on some Rock Band and Guitar Hero and just have a blast. You know, kids come along, life happens. She doesn't play a whole lot of video games these days, but you know, that was a commonality that we had, and I kind of wish, you know, there's been talks and hopes of her getting her own stream playing like retro games that she could easily do. You know, where if that happened, it'd be great. It would be great to have one additional level of things we have in common.
I think as well, like, so going back to someone like this Dr. Disrespect who has that like high view account, got to think that's his 9 to 5 now. Like,
yeah,
that's what he does for a job. So his relationship probably, I mean, talking about the guy who cheated on his wife here, right? But his relationship isn't going to suffer as a result to him streaming because that's his 9 to 5. That's his job now. So
yeah,
I think for like an affiliate streamer or someone who's just starting up, say with less than like 10,000 followers or whatnot, really it can be like like spinning plates between your relationship, your streaming, your actual 9 to 5 job that you go out and do every day. For me, it's at a cafe or a restaurant. Coming home and juggling all those things like spinning plates is ridiculous. And that's that's, I think, like, bigger streamers need to realise that they're actually in a spot where they should be fucking grateful in a way. If I ever get to that point, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of shit that comes with it. Like, you have fame, like Dr. Disrespect, you know, he did the whole like public announcement on his Twitch stream out of his costume and persona that he'd done wrong and cheated on his wife, but to this day that still haunts him. So you got to ask yourself, is that level of fame and wanting to do that as a 9 to 5 job, can you take the bad that comes with the good? I mean, if it was me and I was him, I don't know, I'm not in his mind, I'm not in his brain, I don't know his mindset, but if every time I put a Twitter post out or a new YouTube video or I did a stream, someone came in and went, ha, you cheated on your wife, I'd be like, that'd eat away at me inside, you know? Yeah. So you have to think to yourself, could you take that level of like constant criticism with the good that comes with it of having like 20,000 odd subscribers, you're getting donos constantly. It's crazy to think, you know? And I think obviously you can't get in the mindset of Dr. Disrespect, but it seems like his wife is like fully behind him doing it as well. I mean, if you were his wife, how could you not be? You're getting like...
Yeah.
You know, the guy makes a fortune. He's setting his kids up for the rest of their life. He's setting her up for the rest of her life. What are you going to do?
Yeah. I mean, the guy's clearing $1 million plus a year. I mean, living in a nice-ass house, driving his Lamborghini.
Diablo, yeah.
You know, I mean, yeah, what are you gonna do? Honestly, the guy was successful before he became a streamer. He just happened to become a streamer because he was one of those that knew he had a personality. You know,
He was already in the
B,
industry though.
knew how to play motherfucking video games like a champ. Like he legit designed multiplayer maps for Call of Duty.
Yeah,
Come on now.
He's already in the industry as well. That's just it, right? Like,
yeah. Like, you can trust his opinion on games because unless he's playing something that he's getting paid to play, when he's calling something bad, he's not calling it bad for the sake of saying that or getting attention. He's calling it bad because
it's his genuine opinion and he's designed games, yeah.
100%.
Silence just says you can't cheat if you don't have a wife. You can cheat if you've got a girlfriend though. So it's a similar difference.
I mean, yes. No.
What are you gonna say? Just don't get married, forehead. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
hey, Fozzy.
Yep.
I got a question. Would it be possible for me to hit the pause button real quick
to go pee?
And yeah.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Before I do that, I need to do the chuggability test on this one because that'll make
I'm gonna go with you on that one.
Roger that. Bottoms up, buddy. Woo! That was not as smooth as the first one. Oh my god, I feel bad for your 17-ounce beers. He's still going. Jesus.
I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not gonna front and pretend I'm not a bitch. I couldn't chug that one in one lot. I am gonna drink it, but my god, it's so gassy. So fucking gassy.
That one was not terrible, but it was not as good as Sweet Baby Jesus. By the way, here it is. Here, we're bringing it back.
I need to find... out of these last three that I've got, I need to find a bitter one, man. I'm not enjoying all these sweet beers.
You're not a sweet fan, huh?
No, I do like bitter. That's why I drink San Miguel. I think that's quite bitter.
All right. On that note, coming right back, we're asking some more questions. We're drinking some more beer. We're keeping shit real because that's what we do, right?
Yep, I'm gonna hit the theme song for the stream, then a short be right back screen. I'll be like minute, 2 minutes, if that.
Aye, Captain.
Be right back.
You got troubles, put them in the past. Cause you're free at last. Time to have a blast. You don't know it was so glad that you asked. It's the FozCast.
All right, all right, all right. Roger that.
You got troubles, put them in the past. Cause you're free at last. Time to have a blast. You don't know it was so glad that you asked. It's the FozCast.
Yo, we're back. What was your opinion on that last beer that you had to drink, the craft?
Honestly, so it was a passion fruit, orange, and guava IPA. Pretty goddamn tasty, I will tell you. Chuggability was not great. So chuggability, it was probably like a 6. Flavor taste was an 8.
So I think I gave my first beer, which was the Circadian.
Yes.
I gave that a 4, and the chuggability was a 2, right?
Uh-huh.
Then I gave the Hobgoblin a 7. Can't remember what I rated the chuggability on that. Off the top of my head. So I gave the Hobgoblin a 7, and I'm not being biased just because it's English, but this 61 Deep Pale Ale, I'm not sold on it, man. I'm going to go smack bang it. Better than the first one, so I'm going to go somewhere in the middle. I'm going to give it a 5. Between the Circadian and the Hobgoblin, so I'm going to give it a 5. The chuggability was probably a 5 as well. Better than that first Circadian beer that I drank, but
not too shabby.
Not up to par as the Hobgoblin. I might be biased because the Hobgoblin's English, but...
So I will let you know. That's well, are you a fan of just like IPAs in general?
Quite honestly, I haven't tried a lot of them. I've only really drank Hobgoblin. Isn't that why they call you what they call you in Scarbs? Yeah, Hobgoblin. Yeah.
I was desperate to find the right beers for this. Like I went to 3 different liquor stores and none of them did like make your own 6-packs.
Right.
So I had to go to a store that was kind of out of the way, but it was worth it because I could pick 6 individual beers. Of course, I drank one last night, so I'm only drinking 5 today. But I picked 6 individual beers, and granted, they're all very similar. They're all very different.
I'm going to go with this one for my dessert beer. This looks like the most desserty. I don't know if you can see that. It's one I'm going to drink last. It's called Hot Commotion, and it's like a strawberry blonde flavoured. So I'm guessing it's like a strawberry ginger kind of flavour. I think we're both ending on a strawberry beer. Everywhere you can purchase a beer in Canada lets you do pick 6, yeah, but that's Canada, man. Everyone's polite as fuck. They'll let you do whatever you want.
Canada. So like they'll let you rip apart the 6-pack packaging just to take the one from the 6-pack.
In Canada, you could rob the fucking beer store and they'd say sorry to you for robbing the store, bro.
You're not wrong. So I am drinking. So this one just says, literally, it's in reverse on my camera, porter. It is a robust porter. That is all it says.
I'm going to go with the...
This is a brown ales and stouts. Okay.
I'm going to go with the aforementioned. We read it out earlier when you was trying to pick me one. The American IPA. This apparently consists of... Let's have a look. Apparently hoppy, citrusy IPAs. And it's got a mixture of American and Australian hops in there, apparently.
Ooh,
I'm hoping this one will be a bit more bitter, because all the ones I've drank taste quite sweet. I don't know if that's just a generally the beer store gets robbed at gunpoint all the time, or people will just... You mean in England we call that a ram raid? I don't know if you call... Sports. I don't know if you call that the same in like America or Canada. In England we call that a ram raid. I don't think
enough of this content today, buddy.
It's a funny story while we're talking about like liquor stalls and stuff getting robbed. My mum used to work in a wine shop when I was a kid.
We're drinking beer and bullshitting.
And when she was working in this wine shop, some guys in balaclavas actually got a car and drove it through the front window. And then they all came out with knives and put my mum up at gunpoint, which is pretty fucking crazy. For England, anyways.
What the fuck?
No bullshit, but my mum's a fucking crazy bitch. Apparently she took one of these guys who had a knife and literally, like, threw one of them on the floor. I mean, I could imagine it. She's that level of crazy, man. Like, she told these guys to get the fuck out. I can believe it as well. I'm gonna see what this tastes like. American IPA. America, this better do you proud.
Probably not, because it's in England. I can guarantee it wasn't made. Where does it say on that bottle where it was made? I want to know.
Can I
Tell
see?
me. Tell me now. Should say where it was bottled.
Oh, I don't have a lighter, man. My cigarette's gone out. Yeah, it wasn't brewed in England. Brewed in America, sorry. It was brewed for Marston's PLC in Wolverhampton in England.
So how the shit is that an American IPA?
Trap just
said... It should say American style IPA.
I'm going to grab a lighter real quick. I'm going to go light it off the stove. Get her fucking style. Light it off the kitchen stove. Yeah, Trap House Brunch actually. We were calling on Instagram, just chatting, man, and he met my mum. It was fucking crazy. I'm going to go grab a lighter. I'll be right back.
Now that's saying something, because Trap, you're a crazy son of a gun. Like, you and my buddy Canuck, you two are probably the craziest Canadians I would think are out there. Like, legit.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, it is. Silence. It is an understatement.
Do I even want to know what was said while I was away?
I was just saying Trap is probably like the craziest Canadian out there.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
He's the only Canadian I've met that's not
when he's playing NHL.
Oh yeah, you know it.
What the fuck do you mean that's a penalty? Fuck you, hooking.
I barely fucking touched him, man. What are you talking about? It's not a foul. How are you gonna have a power play, man?
I love it. Trap, you're a legend. Absolute legend. All right, so I got a couple more questions here. I'm gonna save the best one for last. So we're gonna it's kind of another softball, but I think it's really relevant again. So you mentioned earlier, I say that you're really young, especially in the whole streaming game. And I think you are. I think you've got a lot of runway ahead of you to where you can still make that impact on content creation. But even looking back now, you know, when you started streaming, what is, you know, a big piece of info you wish you had, you wish someone told you, you wish someone really drilled into your brain when you started down this path?
For me, so I was talking to, I don't know if he's still in my chat, maybe he is just listening or he'll watch this on YouTube. There's a guy called Octavius. And I was talking to him about this the other day. And I really wish I didn't get caught up in like support-based discords. People always say, "Oh, don't get caught up in follow for follow, like subscribe for subscribe, and all that nonsense." I've noticed very recently that like support-based discords, like they're just glorified follow for follow, man.
No doubt.
But you always, like when I was on Instagram or Twitter, I would always tag these support discords that I'm in on my posts. Now all that's doing is advertising these, whoever initially created the post. So let's say don't get me wrong, right? I love Reaper of Hugs. The man is a fucking legend.
Yeah.
But when I tag Reaps and Peeps on any of my socials posts, he gains a lot more from that post than I do. No one from Reaps and Peeps, other than anyone who I've already made friends with. So, like Big Easy, Nikigro. I don't think I met you through Reaps and Peeps. I think I maybe met you through
Reckless.
Reckless, that's the one, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a Discord I'm in called Leaky Squad, and there's another one called Streamosphere. When you tag them, like hashtag them in any of your posts, they're gaining a lot more from that than you are, right? If I had to say one piece of advice that I wish I could have learned right at the start, is work for you and work for your own brand. And don't represent, as harsh as this sounds, don't represent anything else. Just yourself.
No. Fuck the rest, honestly.
And another
That's
thing
my opinion.
I wish I'd have learned is that you don't have to be the dog's nuts at the start, right? You can start off scuffed as fuck and your stream can look dog shit and you can work your way up. That's the whole fun of it. That's the point of it. You don't have to... You don't have to be the best right at the start, right? As long as you're putting out something that's you and it's authentic and you behave in a way that's genuine, then your stream doesn't have to look the best. 9 times out of 10, people will come for you, not the production quality.
So I went 3 weeks without my stream looking the best. And then I went balls deep and built my side bitch over there. And then I went over the top. Honestly, though, looking back, so you can see it if you ever go into my stream and you check out my intro video. All of that shit is from like the first 3 months I was a streamer, you know. And it's crazy to look back at that now, and then you go and watch a VOD from a week ago on the difference that it is. And honestly, I owe a lot of credit to people that are not me. I haven't done anything different. I've showed up. I've been myself. I've played video games. I've had friends that I've made through streaming invest in me and create stuff for me. The overlay on my channel right now was not made by me. It was made by a buddy of mine for me, and it's production value that adds to what I've done for no other reason other than he's a great guy that cares about helping friends. And
exactly.
That's what I've gotten out of this is
they're the people you want to surround yourself with.
Absolutely. People like you, dude. Same thing with you. You've been huge. You've been awesome, and it's not like I never want to be in a position where I'm like using somebody for anything. But I think like we've legit made, you know, a solid connection of like-mindedness to where we're here drinking beers together on a Saturday evening in your time and afternoon in my time, and bullshitting. I mean,
that's exactly it. Like I think it was Smaller and Silenced I was talking to this about, and how can I word this without coming across as like a douchebag? But no cause light on the rocks, you're right, big steak. Trap, I'll get to your question after I've just told Matty what I was going to say. There's people now that I play games with offline, not streaming for the sake of a facade, because they're my friends and I enjoy talking to them and spending, you know, time with them, opposed to just collaborating with them on stream and playing games for the sake of saving face. Like, talk about, I mean, Silenced, I've been Silence-based, I've been friends with him since before I started streaming. I met him playing Overwatch on Xbox maybe 2 years ago. And even though we've never met, and for about 1.5 years, I didn't know what he looked like or anything. We've been great friends. We talk to each other every day. You know, so streaming, we were talking about this earlier about your IRL, like, friends. When I started streaming, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to get a camera, a games console, or a PC. I'm going to play my games. I'm going to shit talk enemies that I fucking absolutely annihilate in whatever game I'm playing. I'm going to teabag them and it's going to be hilarious. I did not expect to make such like genuine and great friendships with people, but people like Big Steak in my chat now. You know, he's genuine as fuck. Rico Cooster, Duo MTL, yourself, Trap, anyone who comes in my chat. I speak to these people offline, not just when when I press that start streaming button. It's not just that's when I speak to them and then not anymore, you know. So I'm really glad that, like you said, with people like Rom and Canuck and people like that you've made, even LT Techie, you know, you have this, you have like what you call your stream team, the Fresh fam, and they're people you speak to every day, right, on or off stream, and they're the same. They're those like they're kind of those friendships that you wish you could build in real life, where you don't speak to each other for a couple of months because you've got shit going on, like your kids or your job or anything. No matter how long it is, like the distance, you speak to each other, whether it be 2 or 3 months. When you come back, nothing changes. They're always the realest people. Like, I took 2 months. I took 2 months off streaming with wanting to get my shit looking good, mental health problems like depression and shit. When I came back, I had the same 7 or 8 people in my stream consistently. Shit never changed, you know? So,
yeah.
If they're relationships you can like genuinely build with people, then that's what you want to do. You don't want to go into like follow for follow and all that nonsense. Trap was saying as well. Let me scroll up and find the comment.
Yeah.
Where's he at?
I rarely tweet out after a stream because I feel like when I'm ending stream, I always thank everyone. Do you guys think that actually harms my growth? Trap, I will be honest. So there are people that do that, and I'm not one of them. I was one of them where I would drop a tweet and tag every person that came into my stream, said hi. Honestly, when I press the end stream button, it's usually because I'm going to bed because I got to be up in 6.5 hours. B, honestly, does it do a lot? I don't really know. Like, I see the tweets where I get mentioned in, and it's no knock because I appreciate any bit of love I get. You know, we've got a couple of those friends that do that religiously. Smaller is one that he will tag me every single time. Fozzy will tag me every single time. Reckless will tag me every single time. I appreciate that love. I promise you I do. I don't know if it does anything. And I will tell you, Harris Heller has made video after video after video on this exact topic. Not that he's like the world's greatest streamer, but the guy's got a very successful YouTube channel and a very successful Twitch channel. That's not the driving factor that gets you to the followage you want. It's creating content. It literally is creating content, which is Fozzy. Hats off to you, dude. You're fucking doing that. And that's why I wanted to be a part of this, because I can see exactly what you're doing. And why not? Why not be a part of creating actual content? Because that's Trap. That's what gets you there.
So for me, going like, if we're staying on this same subject of does it hurt your growth? For me, I had this conversation with RD Boomstick at one point. This was maybe 4 or 5 months ago, that he posted a tweet saying, will you brag as a small streamer, affiliate or content creator, will you brag about the income or financial gain that you make from being a content creator? Now, for me, I don't see it as a way to brag, right? For me, it's a good way to see how you're progressing, in my opinion. So if at the beginning of this, I was struggling to get enough numbers to hit affiliate, right, which is the requirement to make any money from Twitch whatsoever. I was struggling to hit 3 average viewers. I'm sat on 11 right now. Last night I got a 78-person raid and 7-8 subs. Why should you, as a human being who's spending 7-8 hours of your life after you do your 9 to 5, why should you not be happy and show everyone that that's a grind you're putting in? And whether it's through a Twitter post or you tell that on your Twitch channel, your YouTube channel, Instagram, Twitter, Discord, fucking TikTok, as much as I can't stand it. If you want to tell people that you're proud of yourself, then you do it, right? In my eyes, it's not a way to brag. Some people will see it that way, right? Like, I've told a few close friends, I've not gone in a fucking random's channel last night and gone, well, over today, I've not gone, oh yeah, I got this big host, because truth be told, I got hosted for 78 people, and within 5 minutes, my views were back down to eight viewers, right? So big hosts don't always mean anything. You've got to think closer to home. You've got to think who's in your channel all the time, who's there consistently, who really cares. This sounds really dramatic and deep. How many people in your chat that come to your channel, say you have 10 average viewers, if it ever came to you meeting in real life and there was a shootout, how many of those people would take bullets for you, right? That's the way I think. And I can count on one hand how many people would actually take a shot for me or take a risk on me, you know? So you gotta... I've learned as well that you don't have to collaborate with everyone, right? You can pick who you genuinely believe is someone who's on the same level as you or authentic or real. When I first started, I would collaborate with anyone to try and get my name out there. Now, I'm really picky about who I'll work with, because not only does it hurt your image to collaborate with someone who's either toxic or not a very nice person, or their content's just dog shit, I'll say it as straight as possible. If they're not on the same level as you, then it hurts your growth, not theirs. They've got a lot more to gain from you. That makes sense.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, I'm with you. You know, the same people I could count on one hand that would be there to have my back in real life if shit got thick. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. It's that very select few. And, you know, I had it, you know, a few weeks back, I had like a 35 person rate. It wasn't the 78 that you had. But out of those 35 people, I think most of them were on Lurk, because my viewer count that night on my stream summary was incredible. You know how many new followers I got out of that 35 person raid?
None. Same for me last night. I got a 78 person raid from a Street Fighter esports player who plays for Team Equinox, not one new follower. So numbers don't mean shit. Like, being organic, being genuine, saying what you think is, nobody's actually watching you. I mean, Twitch, I can't prove this, but in my opinion, if you go in a Twitch channel now and do !lurk, I feel like Twitch has set a filter now so that they're looking for that in chat. So if you write that up, alert doesn't count anymore, because there's been times I've had 8 or 9 people chatting in my stream and I'm at 3 viewers, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I mean, I just don't get it.
Oh, and to Trap's point there, I just want to touch on his comment, because he's getting pretty deep here, and yeah, I love Trap. Trap's a cool dude. That's the way he looks at it. Feels like he brings quality to every stream, and his return on investment isn't there. Trap, brother, you put it up. All right, you don't do like I do and beat your equipment up like I just did. You put it all on the line.
I've been there as well.
Yeah. You put out a great stream, dude. You leave it all on the line. You're yourself. You know, F the fake persona that you were talking about possibly needing. That's not what you need. What you need is, you know, just to realize some days the views are going to be there, some days they're not. I will tell you, at this point, 10 months, I think I hit affiliate like April 3rd or some shit like that. The 10 months I've been an affiliate, I've made $500. I will tell you, I've made $500.
It's around the same for me. And
10 months.
The only time I hit a payout is when I've done like gimmicks or 24-hour streams. And that's been completely honest, no nonsense. if I do a 24-hour stream and I say, I'm going to dress up as a woman or I'm going to do this, and I give a reason for someone to actually sub or donate, then that's the only time I've made any money.
Now get this. On the $500 I've made, I bought a Stream Deck. That was $125. Bought a new keyboard. That was $125. There's $250 right there. What else have I bought? Oh, I bought the lights that you can kind of see back there. That was $50. So we're up to almost $300 right there. What else have I bought? Trying to look around and see what I bought for stream. Bought a couple games that were literally just for stream that I didn't really have a desire to play. We're up to like $400 there. Yeah, I've spent more on my stream setup and my stream than I will probably make in 2 years. There's no exaggeration on that. It's the truth. So Fozzy's peeing. Oh, he's gotta go. He left me. I can't believe he did that. Why did he do that? Time him, Steak. Do it. I can't believe that son of a bitch had to go again. He's young. He should have a bladder like this. Yeah, I probably shouldn't do that on camera. I get to see it on delay because I'm watching Fozzy's stream right there. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to host it while he's, legit taking a leak because I see his pretty pink chair there. Isn't it so cute? He's so cute. But legit, Trap, you're awesome, man. Just keep doing what you're doing, bud. If you want to be a full-time content creator, create content. Streaming on Twitch is not creating content. I'm sorry. It's not. I stream on Twitch. I don't create content. Gonna start. Hence this podcast. But you gotta do more shit like this. If you don't do stuff like this, you're not gonna grow. I'm sorry. You can look at the viewers, the number of streamers on Twitch right now is like twice as many as it was 2 years ago, and there's the same number of people watching. So that's fact.
You know that
you feel better
when you've broken the seal. That's what's just happened to me.
And then you're fucked.
You're fucked, yeah. Like you piss once, and then you need like another fucking like 5 after. What did I miss?
Oh, Big Steak timed it. Big Steak timed it. I was keeping shit on lock for you. That's all.
That's like maybe like
I gotta chug mine.
37 seconds less than it takes to me to nut in Jazz, but you know.
Oh my god. Oh my god, he went there.
Shit's going down. I can't lie, I've slowed down on the beer consummation.
Well, good thing you're not going to have to drink 6. Because I only have 1 more.
Trap, what I will say is that I've learnt that if you take any breaks on Twitch, it does one or two things, right? You'll either come back and your stream will be hyped as fuck, or you've ruined your growth. And there's no in between. Like, I took a month off after a revamp to get all my visuals and shit looking good. I gave Jazzy like a month to do it. I said, take as long as you need, have the PC every day, do your commissions and whatnot. And I feel like I came back stronger out at the end of it, but I've seen people that take long layoffs and they come back and their stream's dead. They have 1 or 2 viewers. They're not even hitting affiliate numbers. So it can work either way.
I'll tell you, I see it. I see the email within an hour every time my stream ends. I average like 2.7 viewers per stream. I'm not here to make money. I'm not. I'm here to play video games. And if someone wants to come hang out, say hi, bullshit for a little while, I'm down to chat with you. Let's go. I'll be your boy.
So when you start, another question, I'm going straight into a question here, but I feel like we're just flowing, it's beers, bullshit.
Yeah. bullshit.
When you started streaming, was games the only thing you thought you were going to do, or did you have any other ideas that you wanted to get into? Like, now we're doing a podcast. Is that something you thought you'd ever do at day one?
Not at day one. About a month in, I had this idea with one of my buddies at work, one of my other managers at work. We had this idea. So he's huge into like audio, used to be in like 9 different bands. Is really good with that kind of stuff. And he's from New Jersey. I don't know if you know about New Jersey, Fozzy, but usually they're opinionated assholes, which would describe him, and he'd admit to it. He likes to argue. So we were thinking about doing a podcast. Have you ever seen the show on Comedy Central where they get drunk and they have Drunken History, I think is the name of it, or something like that? Have you ever seen that?
I've seen an advert for it, but I don't think I've watched into the actual...
So they get these Drunk History, yes. Thank you, Big Steak. Drunk History, so they get famous people to get drunk and then like recite a historical event. Like it's like a way back event, but they have to like do their best to tell you how it happened, and it's usually like crazy shit show. So we had an idea to spin off of that and do real. So there's a show I think on CNN or CNBC or one of those stupid ass stations I don't watch called Real Politics. We were going to do real drunk politics. And the hopes was to get like a local brewery to be our sponsor. We could get craft beer every single weekend and do a podcast, get drunk, and then talk about politics because, you know, when you talk about politics drunk, it tends to be a fucking train wreck, if I can be honest. So that was an idea very early on. But no, when I first started streaming, the idea was I'm going to play video games. I'm going to put a camera on. I'm going to be like Cypher PK, and I'm going to have people like throw money at me just to watch me play video games and be awesome. And I'm not awesome at the games I play. I'm average at best, and people aren't going to throw money at me. But it's still fucking fun. It's still fun.
So, I was thinking about making a YouTube video on this in the future, but what do you think is it that sets like massive streamers like Dr. Disrespect, Tim the Tapman, Lupo, Ninja, Shroud? You could reel a whole fucking list of them off, let's be honest. What sets them apart from me and you?
Most of them got in at the right time. I will say that.
You had exactly the same thought as me there. That's like when I asked that question, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Most of them got in at the right time.
They bought low and they sold high, right? If you were going to put it into a metaphor.
Ninja at times has the personality. He's very good at the games he plays. There's no doubt about it. Do I think he's an awesome personality? No, I think he's a douchebag from middle of nowhere, Wisconsin that got lucky being good at fucking Counter-Strike Go. That's my opinion. That's probably right. No, it wasn't Counter-Strike Go. It was Halo, wasn't it?
Halo,
fucking Halo. He got lucky being at the right place at the right time with Twitch blowing up, people watching other people playing video games, and him being very good at fucking Halo. Oh, he could jump sword you. Yay. And then Fortnite comes out and he can fucking 90 fort in like half a second.
Cool. That's just it as well as that.
Great. What's happened to Ninja since he left Twitch? His views have cut in half. What happens to Ninja when he plays something other than Fortnite and the 12-year-olds turn off his stream? His views cut in half from that. He got in the right place at the right time. Fortnite blew up at the right time of him being very good at video games, and he became a PR fucking whiz overnight.
I mean, he took the bag and he ran, basically. He got that big bag of money and he fucking ran. Especially with the move to Mixer.
I can't fault him. You know what? Microsoft said, hey, here's your contract, sign. guaranteed $10 million a year for the next 3 years, whatever the contract was. I don't know. I can't blame him. Fuck it. I would do the same. Someone said, here's $10 million for next year, not 3 years, next year. Show me the dotted line, bitch. I'm signing.
Is it like maybe 6 months since that, like the first initial move, like ninja move happened? I was talking to Silence about this when it first happened and the whole thing blew up on Twitter and Instagram and whatnot. Do you think Microsoft will use Ninja to push Halo? Do you think he's got like any obligations in his contract that say you have to play X game for this amount of time when it comes out? Like when the Xbox Series X comes out, will they use Halo to push?
You saw what he did when the newest Gears came out, right? He was playing the game, a week before anybody had access to it? Has Ninja ever played a game like that on stream?
Other than Halo?
Think about it. Gears of War. Pretty gruesome, violent, bloody. Has Ninja played a game like that since he became a popular streamer?
Nope, family friendly, pretty much. Yeah,
aside from his After Dark streams, which he broadcasts and puts on there in bold text. After Dark, don't fucking come if you're under 18. He does not play games like that. Within a couple weeks of being signed to Mixer, he was playing a game like that. Money talks. I guarantee there's shit in their contracts that say, hey, you're going to play this game when we tell you to play this game because that's what we're paying you to do. You're going to help us make our money back.
So how much family friendly content do you think you have to put out there to grow as a Twitch affiliate or as a small streamer? Or, I mean, like as an affiliate on Mixer or YouTube Gaming? How many how much family friendly content do you think you have to put out there?
I don't know. I will give you a real life example though. So when I started out pretty clean. I was playing Fortnite. I kept my language clean. I had a really good buddy that used to work for me down here. He moved away. He was probably one of my first few followers on here. He would watch me when he was working the overnight shift at his job, third shift, and I would play and bullshit with him, and we'd chat. Until one day where it was like daytime on a Sunday or something, and I was being me. I was playing video games, getting heated, saying bad words I probably shouldn't have said that I ordinarily wasn't saying at that point. He hasn't watched one of my streams since because his 12-year-old daughter was hanging out watching the stream with him. And I probably put a couple of F-bombs together in pretty short order that he had to explain to her, that's a word you shouldn't say, and this guy's a fucking idiot for doing so. So family-friendly content probably does get you 3 to 4 times as many viewers as you think.
Big Stick said you can't say words like poop and darn. Not family-friendly. I mean...
Oh, Big Stick. You're not wrong.
For me, right, I have this way of looking at it that on Twitch, people put this, the mature audiences tag on.
Uh-huh.
Now, the way I look at that is that's another thing for someone to click, right? Whether they're 13, 14, 15, whether they're 35, whether they're 80. I'm not going to put that on because it's another thing for someone to click, right? And the way I think about this is that people may hate me for saying this. What on earth is that? Peace, love, and beer. Good advice.
You saw that? You could read that?
I could read that. Yeah, I'm fucking phenomenal. What can I say?
You are.
What I think is if you put that mature audiences tag on there, you're giving something another thing to click, right? So how many people are going to click that? Now, what you have to ask yourself is, I'm going deep here, right? They can't flag you for not putting a mature audiences thing on your thing, right? This is what I was going to get into, right? If you don't want your kids to watch porn, or if you don't want your kids to watch anything that they shouldn't have access to, then that's your responsibility as a parent, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same with Twitch. If you don't want your kids to come on in and watch me fucking screaming the F-bomb or calling someone fucking trash or a pussyhole or a bitch, then put a filter on.
Don't give them a smartphone.
Don't give them a smartphone. Don't give them a tablet. Don't give them a PC for anything what they don't need it for.
No
At the
doubt.
end of the day, I'm not here to entertain a 13-year-old kid who laughs at me. Oh, he said fuck. I'm here to entertain people who are over the age of 18, and I'm not going to filter that down. But I'm not going to make someone click an extra button because Twitch feel like I need a warning on my account. At the end of the day, it's common sense, in my opinion.
True that. Yeah.
It's the set. I read something.
So we're getting deep here. That's the problem with our current society is nobody wants to have accountability for themselves. They want to blame a bad guy. Parents want to blame somebody for the fact that their child came home spouting the F-bomb, when in reality, that parent gave the kid an unlocked tablet where they could watch any video on YouTube that they were spouting the F-bomb left and right. Guess what? My kid is not allowed to watch Jelly on YouTube anymore because I heard him say the F word one time. Jelly, 98% of his content is pretty wholesome, fun. He's playing Minecraft, Fortnite, yippee-yo. Guess what? He said the F-bomb. One time I heard him. Done. No more Jelly.
I mean, I read someone who's got quite a lot of Twitter followers the other day, and it said, if you're putting a tweet out, this is specifically for Twitter, it doesn't apply to Instagram or anything, but if you're going to make a tweet on Twitter with a going live post, don't give people more than 2 clickables. So you want your link in there and 1 hashtag, and that's it. So The same principle applies to Twitch. If you give someone that's like clickable 1 or 2 times, you might lose that viewer, which is why I won't put like a mature audiences tag on mine, because they're going to have to type my channel in, or they're going to have to find it externally. They're going to have to click on it, whether it's in their suggested streamers or they come from a raid or whatever. If say last night I get a big raid, someone comes in and there's a mature audiences tag on it, are they going to click that, or are they going to leave and watch someone they already watch that they know of? Are they going to take a chance on me that I'm a good streamer or content creator or a good Street Fighter player, or are they going to fuck off to someone they already know?
Probably going to fuck off.
Yeah, they're going to go, exactly. So I'm not going to put that mature audiences tag on mine. Twitch want to ban me because I won't do that. I don't give a fuck. But that's on them.
Welcome. All right, so Fozzy, I'm on my dessert beer.
I'll finish this one. I'm very close to the end of this one, and then I'll finish it, and then I'll drink mine.
Do you want to know what the dessert beer is?
Go for it. I'll chug this one, and then you reel that off.
This is a maple bacon coffee porter by Funky Buddha Brewery. This is the one I sampled last night that I had to buy because I took a ½ shot of this beer. There's not even a description on it. Oh wait, hold on, wait, it's in tiny print. There's the description. Okay, it's really tiny. So we're gonna have to get under the light. Like the intricate patterns of a mandala, maple bacon coffee porter weaves together unforgettable flavors of sticky maple syrup, roasty coffee, and smoky bacon to complete our manifestation of a diner-style breakfast in a glass. I will tell you, every word of that is true. This maple bacon coffee porter is breakfast in a glass. So good. Oh my gosh.
So, I don't know which one I'm going to go with here. I think this one is the... Yeah, I think this is the more, like, desserty one. It says it's malty.
The strawberry blonde.
That's what this one is. It says it's malty, balanced strawberry blonde beer bursting with intense citrus hop and strawberry flavour. So I'm going to go with this one last, I think. It's called Hop Commotion.
Pop that thing open, get ready to take a sip, and while you're doing so, think about this. So, tell all of us something that is pretty embarrassing, yet also pretty something funny that we might not know. You know, maybe like an all-time memory that you're not going to forget. Ultra funny, partially embarrassing.
Oh, that's a different...
all-time memory.
That's a different flavour.
Oh, he didn't like it.
I can taste the strawberry, like the strawberry blonde in there for definite. An embarrassing memory.
Embarrassing but funny.
You want like all time or one I can think of recently?
Like the one that will never leave your brain.
So I've been waiting to tell people about this a long time, right? I don't want this to come and haunt me in the past. You can still find this video somewhere, but I won't tell you where because I don't want it to end me. I don't want it to come and haunt me. So maybe 4-5 years ago, there was this.
Crap, I appreciate you, brother.
There was this. I don't know if you call them like a rap battle or battle rap kind of league. They still have a YouTube like channel, and the video's still out there somewhere. But I'm not gonna say where this video is because this video could definitely be the end of me, right? If someone saw it, I will tell you the context of it, and I'll be completely honest what happened, right? I was maybe 16, 17 at the time. There was this like rap battle YouTube channel, and I travelled maybe 200 miles on a coach to rap battle this guy on a YouTube channel. Now, bear in mind that this channel was pulling in maybe 50, 60,000 viewers average at this point. Now, I didn't know what content creation was at this time. I was like 16, 17 years old. And I went to this rap battle, right? And I had 3, like the way the format of this rap battle worked is that you had 3 verses each, and it's like your standard rap battle. You had to disrespect each other, say whatever shit you could about the other person, and then if they said something about you, you had to kind of rebuttal it in like a rappy kind of way. When I was like 16, 17, this is no word of a lie, the video's out there. You can still watch it. I got really drunk. I was underage at the time. But this bar just kept serving me and serving me and serving me beers, right? I went out there against this guy, and it's on YouTube, it's on video. I dropped the N-bomb against this guy. Like, at the time, I was really into rap music. I was listening to, like, NWA, Dr. Dre,
Eminem.
Not Eminem, because he's never used an M-bomb, but, you know, like, really dark fucking rappers that were using the M-bomb, all sorts of shit. And at the time, I was only 16, 17. I wasn't educated about the use of the word or its history or anything. So I dropped the M-bomb. And the funny thing about that is my opponent was white. My opponent was white, dude. So he wasn't even black. That's the that's the funny part about all of this. If anyone wants to see it, I will link you, but don't spread it around for the love of God. That video could fucking end me.
Oh my god. DM me that shit.
I was like,
oh my god.
I was genuinely underage as fuck. I was listening to like so many like black artists, and I was uneducated about the use of the M-bomb, man. So
like, okay, I got a question. So this is legit. If your chat or my chat can answer this question. So say you're just a song's on the radio and you're singing it out loud, and that word happens to be in that. Like, there are times where I can't censor myself. I'm deep in it. It's a song that I know, and like I just want to get down with that song. Am I allowed to say that? Say that word. Like, I'm not directing it at anybody. I'm just singing along. Oh, you can't skip it, Silence. No way. It's your favorite song in the world. You can't skip it.
So, for me, right, up until I was 21, so we're talking...
Like, forgot about Dre. That is probably one of my all-time favorite songs. Eminem with Dr. Dre, and they say that word. Dr. Dre says the word like 4 times. For
me, right, up until I was 21... I was very ignorant to the use of that word, and I used it until like 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Oh. But now, I will not lie. I still do, not on purpose. I don't realise I'm doing it. I've even done it on stream. I will not lie. I've done it on a cooking stream. I've said the N-word when I was rapping to J. Cole. When one of his songs came on.
When it's in a song and you're just singing along with that song, is it wrong if you're not black? I'm just asking a legitimate.
If you'd have asked me 5 years ago, I would have said no. But now I know like the ignorance of the word, and I know what it means and the history behind it. I try not to use it as much as possible.
But you're not using that. Someone else is using that. You're just singing along with something they've created. Is that wrong?
It's not about you're copying them and you're quoting someone who's black. It's about accountability, in my opinion.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. I mean, come on, it's a word used to describe white people using black people as slaves. It's a derogatory term. So I don't use it anymore. I mean,
I don't disagree.
If anyone wants to see the video of me using the N-word against a white guy in a rap battle, then I will send you it. I mean, I used to be really ashamed of it, but at this point, I think I was like 15, 16, 17. I was being served alcohol underage. I was listening to a lot of hip-hop and rap, and I didn't know the context of the word.
So regardless of context, yeah, he's not going to send that out publicly. He's going to send it out privately upon request.
That video could ruin me. I'm not going to lie.
With an NDA that needs to be sent back, saying you're not going to tell anybody else about this or forward it to anybody before you get to view it. Right, Fozzy?
I mean, up until this point, there's only 2 people that know about it, and that's Octavius and Feather. And that's because I was having a discussion with them not too long ago about people who do anything with, like, no shame or, like, disgust at themselves for the sake of clout, like getting viewers or fame. I mean, I look back at that video, and even though I can say I was 16 or 17 and I didn't know any different, that video still fucking haunts me to this day. I mean,
through that,
if I could have this video deleted off of Twitch, YouTube, sorry, I would have it gone. I mean, in my opinion, I didn't know any better. I was ignorant to the use of the word. I'd have it gone. I'd have that deleted off YouTube. I've tried, but it's there, so.
True that. All right, I'm halfway done with my maple bacon coffee. Breakfast in a glass.
You ain't getting off that easy, man. Embarrassing moment for you. Go for it. What was it? Any moment that you think to in your life?
I have the greatest moment, and It's one I've touched on. I think I've touched on in one of your streams before. I haven't given the full elaboration. So most embarrassing yet funny memory, my wedding night. So not because I remember my wedding. I literally don't remember saying I do. I don't remember much of the reception. I remember I drank a lot. I had a full handle of vodka, at least 5 shots of Cuervo. And when we got back to the hotel from our reception, my wife comes to me at that time. Now she's officially my wife. She comes to me. I can't find the bag that had our envelopes with the wedding gifts in them. You know, wedding gifts, checks, cash, stuff people bring to the wedding to give you to help you on your brand new voyage. She can't find it. What do? We call the cops. We're at the hotel. After our wedding reception, and the cops are coming. I punch a wall. Before the cops get there, I punch a wall. I'm pretty upset because I had a ballpark idea of how much was in that wedding gift bag. Bleeding. I take my wedding ring off, throw it down the hallway of the hotel. Damn straight big steak. Throw my brand new wedding ring that has been on my hand for like 3 hours at this point down the hallway of the hotel. Cops get there. They're interviewing everybody. My best man grabs my brother, puts him up against a wall, and says, Mike, I know you took the money. Tell me where it's at.
Interrogation, sir. With a fucking light bulb over his head.
That's my best man. He's my brother by not blood, but by love. And that's my best man. He's doing what he thinks he has to do. Cops are interviewing us. I'm signing my official statement that I don't know what it said because I was white girl wasted at the time. I'm bleeding on the paper that I'm signing. Cop says, hey man, you're bleeding on the paper. Our wedding cake was red velvet. I'm like, no, officer, that's just red velvet cake. He's like, no, you're legitimately bleeding on the paper. I looked down at my hand. Sure enough, the hand I used to punch the wall, it's bleeding. I'm bleeding on the fucking official thing I'm signing. All right, at that point, everybody leaves. Cops go. They took our envelopes that they had for investigation. 10 minutes later, after the cops are gone, my wife comes to me. You're going to be really mad. This was all for nothing. I took the envelopes with the cards and the money and put them under my underwear in my backpack so nobody would look there.
So you had the fucking police involved for no reason.
The police were at the hotel from after my wedding because my wife misplaced something. Not because somebody stole $10,000 in wedding gifts, but because my wife misplaced that.
Did you ever let the police know what happened?
So they came back about half an hour later because they wanted to give us something. After they had already documented it into evidence, they brought back the cards that they took in an evidence bag. They hand us an evidence envelope and say, here you go, we don't need this anymore. Our freaking wedding cards that everyone says we love you, congratulations, blah blah blah, in an evidence bag. Our friends still talk about our wedding to this day because it was a great party. Again, I don't remember my wedding because it was such a great party. I remember the hotel after the party because the fucking cops showed up.
For fuck's sake, man. Crazy.
I'm pounding this Fozzy, and then I'm pressing my end stream button, and I'm taking a leak.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do the same. We can pass a raid onto someone. Anyone who wants to see 16, 17-year-old me being really fucking stupid and ignorant, I will send you the Discord link. I actually cracked this beer and it fucking spilt all over the desk, so I need to... Jazzy's gonna fucking murder me.
Shit up. Oh my god.
The keyboard's still working, but I'm gonna find someone to pass a raid on to. Who shall we pass it on to?
Pass it on. Let's see. Who's online? You tell me. Whoever you're doing it, I'm gonna do it too.
Who have we got?
You got it, Twitty. Thanks, brother.
Really? Don't sweat it, baby.
Oh, because... fuck. Smaller's online. We can raid Smaller if you want.
Smaller's on?
I feel like everyone who's in my chat's kind of already there, though. Right?
Probably.
Like, we know all the same people. We've got Adventurous April. I don't know if you know April.
I don't.
I'll put her username in the chat if you want to drop her a raid. She's playing God of War.
Okay. Yeah, drop it in there. I'll do it right now.
I don't think everyone knows April, so we can pass everyone on. If I can type.
Let's go say hi.
My head's fucking spinning, I'm not gonna lie. Holy shit.
I'm feeling pretty good after that. That was a good time, dude.
Is that the right... I think that's the right tag. Just make sure she's live. If she's live, it's the right person.
I have no idea. I don't know how to do that.
Just click on her name in the chat.
I can't click on her name. Won't let me.
I feel like I really haven't typed her name right. My head's spinning.
I feel like I really have to use the bathroom at this moment in time.
You know what? I can't even copy and paste into OBS. This is painful.
Control C and then Control V.
ADVEN.
Why does it say I'm offline?
Let's get April here. Make sure she has a good stream. She's Canadian, by the way, so go show some love. I'm trying to fucking spell her name, dude. That's apparently invalid. Why can I not spell?
Alright, we're gonna run on that note, y'all.